Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be making the biggest bow that can be made on Pro Bow the Hand, the Deluxe model. I'll be working on row H. This is the largest row, as you can see here on this model, and I will be using 3 6-inch ribbon. I'll be pulling all 3 ribbon at one time and making this big gorgeous bow. With 10 and 12 foot Christmas trees becoming so popular, I can just imagine this bow being a gorgeous big tree topper. So let's begin. The bow recipe for this big gorgeous tree topper, as I can imagine it, is going to be, as I said before, we'll be working on row H. This is center finger. We'll be doing 1 wrap. Fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right. The same thing on row to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll be using all of the fingers. They'll all be 1 wrap because we'll be pulling 3 ribbon at one time. So that's the bow recipe, and let's begin. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know at this point we pinch. Well, before I was saying a ½ an inch from the end, but using this really big ribbon now, I go at least about 1 inch from the end. Pinch very tightly. I come from behind with my ribbon, with my wire. This is 2, well actually 4, because I have 2 coming up. I just wired it together and 2 going down. I use much longer wire for this, but I have 2 26 gauge wire. That's just all I had on hand. Probably just 1 gauge higher would work for this. But anyway, pull it towards you, go around very tightly, pull very tightly, do it real neatly. Now with something this big, I go around about 3 times. Wire up, wire down. Now we're going to go around the center finger. Pull down the base finger, pinch, go up that base finger. Make sure you go up the base finger half of the width of your ribbon. You don't want to go all the way down to the bottom and make it very lopsided. Pull around the back, pull your wire around the back, and you're going to pull upward, and you're going to wrap that piece of wire just as tightly as you can. You're getting this piece of wire out of your way for now and securing the ribbon to the hand. You want to leave just a little touch sticking out so you can get that off very quickly at the end. The other piece of wire is going to go around the bottom. I think you can see that clearly. You go around the bottom just once. You want to get that off very quickly at the end. And I really did leave myself a long piece of wire, so let me just kind of tuck that there and just kind of stick it up under the end. Yep, that's going to fit really nicely. I'm just going to leave myself just a little loop so I can come back and get that very quickly at the end. So here we are. Our center loop is made. So let's move on to finger 1 right. Let's pull this down snugly. And now we're going to do, of course, we're going to do the bottoms up movement. Here I'm going to place my hand, my right hand, just at the pinch. I'm going to push down with my left hand and twist, bringing that bottom edge up. Then take my ribbon and I'm going to pull some out. I'm only going to pull out just what I need for the moment. You want to keep all that ribbon on that spool as long as possible, and lift and go over finger 1 right. Pull down snugly. Want to kind of flatten that out there, so you don't want that to pile up too much. Now you can really tell, if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that the twist in the ribbon always starts in the right. And now that I'm using this really big ribbon, that really becomes obvious. So if you do, that's why that bottoms up movement is just so very important, because now I'm going to just, what we did to the right, now we do to the left. Put my hand here, I'm going to be pinching down to my hand, and I'm going to do the bottoms up movement, bringing all my ribbon around from the bottom edge. Just pull out enough to go around the next finger. Now, whenever I'm using ribbon this big, what I do is I place my fingers so I don't have to kind of figure out where they go or remember where they go even. So I'm just going to pick it up so I don't have to manipulate my ribbons so much. I don't have to be picking it up and flopping around. I just pick that up and put it down. Sometimes I just take them all off and then just pick them up as I go and put them in place. But that's, you can decide on that, how comfortable you are with that. For the video, I think I'm just going to continue this way. I'm going to pull down snugly, do bottoms up, pinch, and twist. Just pull down, just pull out just enough, just what you need. The secret is keeping that ribbon on the spool as long as possible. We don't want all that ribbon, especially something this big, rolling around on the floor, getting all twisted up. There's just too much time wasted in chasing ribbon around the floor. That's why the spool holder is just so very important. So here we are again, and that's all there is to it. It's a right to left movement, and this, my board is moving on me a little bit. I bet I forgot to put the non-skid pads on. I probably did. I was kind of in a hurry to get this done, and it does come with non-skid pads. I can't stand things moving around on me. So I think that's why my board's moving a little bit on me there. Let's see. Okay. And here we are. Pinch, twist. That's all it is. It's a non-skid. That's all it is. It's a right to left movement. Pick our ribbon up. Make our loop. I just kind of make the loop, my loop, especially using ribbon this big, I make my loop with the back of my hand. Pull that up, go around. How easy is that? There's that loop forming. Always forms on the right. Go down snugly. Pinch, twist, bringing that bottom edge up. Just pull some around. There we are. You see, you can just let go at any time. It just stays. That's the reason why this was named the hand, because I used to own a Christmas store, and I used to just have to make just dozens and dozens of bows every day, and I just knew that there had to be a better way, and that's how the hand was born, and that's why it was named the hand, because now this is your hand. You're not using your hands, and so there's no cramping. On Christmas Day, you still have skin on the end of your fingers, so it's just such a valuable tool now. Pinch and twist. Now if a customer would come in at this point, you just let it go. Pro Bow, the hand is holding your work for you. No more dropped bows. You wouldn't have to start all over. And I don't know that I could, even as strong a hand as I have, I don't know that I could have ever made a bow holding this much ribbon in my hand. Anyway, it's been 7 years since I sold my store, and actually that long back seems like forever actually. There just wasn't this much of this just big gorgeous ribbon back whenever I had my store, and so I didn't have to make bows this big very often, but I just don't know that I'd even been able to make something this big with my own hand. And just sit there in that hole, doing that bottoms up movement every time, just so important. As you can see, we don't have spools flopping around, rolling all over the floor. and wasting all that time chasing our ribbon. Just pull off what you need. There, I'm getting to the end, so I'm just going to let this drop now. And this will be our last loop. Let me go ahead and just pull that off. One around. Pull that in nice and tight. And you will always want to finish with bottoms up also, because you want your tails facing up. So there we are, bottoms up. That's my last loop. Now I'm going to push this up a little bit so I think you'll be able to see it better. Now, that's why I left that little tip. Let me find it. There it is. Wind this off. Pull down towards yourself. Catch that little loop. Pop it off the nail. That's why you only want to do that just once. You want to get that off under your work very quickly at the end. And pull it very tightly. Just a couple of wraps, that's enough. And that's it. Look how big that is. Look at our work. Now, you just lift off. Just put your hands under. Sorry, my voice is really cracking tonight. It's just that time of the year. I have just a little frog in my throat, like most people with a little hay fever. And there we are. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you know that I love opening on my box. Let me put this down here. I have a little viewer on this side, so I'm kind of trying to show you what this looks like. What a big bow. And now I'm going to move the hand, and I'm going to open this bow on my little box. So I'll be right back with you. So here we are. I have secured my bow to my box, and I'm going to begin fluffing. I have my tails turned up to the top, and I shall begin fluffing. I normally start at the top. You don't have to do it that way. You can start at the bottom. I do it that way every now and then sometimes, but it's just kind of my habit that I start at the top. But I would make a decision to do one or the other. I wouldn't start in the middle. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to start at the top, and we just pull the loops apart. Make sure that you put your hands through the loops whenever you're pulling and fluffing. Don't pull from the edge. I've had ribbon tear on me before doing that, and I'm going to kind of start moving that over that way. And when using 3 ribbon, you have to just kind of really pay attention to what you're doing, because you want to form a very pretty pattern with your different ribbons. So I have put the mesh there, so I will now pull the mesh that way. And just slide your hand down into the base of the loop and just pull it over in the direction you want. This is wonderful, wonderful wired ribbon that's there. So this is here, so I'm going to pull it that way. And I'm going to leave, let's see how I'm going to do. I'm just going to gently pull and start pulling that loop over that way. And then kind of fluffing as I go. Sometimes I just pull all of my loops in place and then come back and fluff the whole thing at the end. So it's just a matter of preference, or how you feel at the time, or just whatever. So that was there, so now I'm going to leave it in the middle. That red is there, so I'll pull the red that way. So now I'll just pull this one out this way and this one out this way. And just see how easy that works. Just kind of give a little tug there, and just kind of start fluffing as I go. such beautiful ribbon. This is very, very luxurious ribbon. This ribbon is by Ferris Silk. All three of them are. I think they're just a absolutely gorgeous combination. I can't, this ribbon here is called Mirror Mirror. I simply can't say enough about this. I wish you could feel it. It feels like, it has a very satiny feel to it. It's very smooth, very soft, but it just holds its position. It's just absolutely wonderful ribbon to work with. Let's see, I'm so taken with my ribbon. Let's see, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing here because it's so big. Let's see, that's there, so that's there. So I'll pull it over here on this side now. Normally when I'm working with just little ribbon, you can just see, it's kind of like I have to look over the mountain here. But with these big Christmas trees and these homes with these 12 and 14 foot ceilings, I can just see this bow being so majestic atop a big 10 or 12 foot tree. With the trees being that big, the little 2-inch and 4-inch ribbon I just don't believe would do. I think this is just a perfect application for that setting. And here we go, let's see, where am I going to put this? I'm going to pull it over this way. That way. I'm going to leave that in the middle now. And look just how beautiful that ribbon is, just sitting up, holding its position. You just couldn't ask for more. So gorgeous. And I do have to say, please believe me, that the camera just does not do this particular ribbon justice. No matter what, my husband is a professional photographer, and we have just played and played and played, and you'll see that it's beautiful, but you just really should see this ribbon and really consider using this ribbon because it is just magnificent. So let's see, that's there. I think I'll leave this one in the center now. I think I'll pull the red this way and just give it a good tug and out it'll go. To get it all the way over, I'm putting my hand in there and pulling it all. I don't want to just pull it too hard from the ends. I don't want to tear my ribbon up. I just don't take the chance. I think this ribbon would be fine, but I just don't take the chance. I've had ribbon tear on me before. So I just try to be a little careful. So this is here, that's there. I'll pull the last one there. I think I'll pull this one over this way. You just want to make a really pretty pattern whenever you're working with 3 different ribbon. And I think I just about have it. I think I've done a pretty good job of it here. And that's our last loop here on this side. Look how beautiful this is already. And that's all I've done to it. Let me hold this back up so you can see this side. Now, I've hardly fluffed it at all. Just imagine whenever I get done and I'm really finished fluffing it. But isn't that beautiful? And wasn't that just extraordinarily easy? And my hands don't hurt. So I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to fluff the other side. I'm going to get it on the box and I will show you the finished picture and I'll be right back with you. So now here we are, all fluffed out, so beautiful, ready to sit atop our big 12-foot tree or our big commercial project. Just so beautiful, and how easy was that? I sure hope you enjoy. Thank you.